Well, I have to start by saying how very honored I feel by this event and how grateful I am to my friends on the Bidwell House Museum board for paying me such a wonderful compliment. In fact, before I go further, I want to stand back for a moment and salute my fellow board members. Over the years, I've been on boards of quite a few different history-related organizations, and in my experience, this board is unique. Unique in its level of commitment and energy and smarts, and sometimes just plain fun. All of you who support the museum should know this. Your contributions could not be in better hands. These folks really care and really work hard to make things go well. I want to take the next few minutes to reflect on why all of us should care about history in general and about this museum in particular. It's commonly said nowadays that history is hot. I mean, in the culture at large. It's in books that make bestseller lists, it's on television, in the movies, it's everywhere. Never been hotter in my, at least in my lifetime. Why is this so? I think there are two main reasons. One is sheer entertainment value, lots of terrific stories in history. The other is inspiration. Some of the stories, perhaps a good many, can be framed so as to uplift us as we try to deal with the problems and challenges in our own lives. That's fine. Entertainment is good. Inspiration is also good. We need both, and we do find both in history. That said, I'm going to make a different kind of case for the value of history. I want to argue that it's also, and maybe more importantly, character building. That's right, character building in the sense that when we engage with history, we grow and extend our breadth and depth as people. I have about 5 points I'd like to hit in this connection. I'll go through them rather quickly and leave you to ponder and maybe take them further. The first is imagination. History is for sure a prod to our imagination. I would even call it imagination practice. The stories, the actors, the environments we can visit in the past, all of this stretches our capacity to imagine, moves us out of the confines of what's immediately present around us, and enables us to explore some further frontiers of human possibility. The second is empathy. History invites us to walk in the tracks, to think the thoughts, to feel the feelings of countless others who have gone before, and who, in many, if not most cases, were very different from ourselves. And it goes without saying that we need that capacity, need and rely on empathy in situations we ourselves encounter every day. The third on my list is perspective. If it did nothing else, history would teach us the importance of putting things in context, of acknowledging the power and density of relationships, including the role of contingency. This, too, can be of great benefit as we try to make sense of our present-day world, and one hopes to make it work better. Number 4 is humility. There's a vastness and infinite complexity in history that dwarfs any particular kind of experience. In that respect, it's like the sky, all the stars in the heavens. To be sure, sometimes these days we hear history used to make claims of exceptionalism. Look at all we've done, we're exceptional. Well, I would say, not so fast. I think that's actually a misuse of history. Properly understood, history teaches us pretty much the opposite, more like there is nothing new under the sun. Finally, and this one's a little harder to specify, something about beauty. We crave beauty, and we find it in many forms, including, I would say, in history. Sometimes it's in the actions, the deeds of individual men and women. sometimes in the things they've created. But if we look hard enough, we can always find it. So that's my list: imagination, empathy, perspective, humility, and beauty. History offers a way to express and to nourish them all, and thus, I'll say it again, is really and truly a means to character building. Now, look over there. Look at that building that stood on that same spot for at least 250 years. It stirs our imagination. If we squint a little and try our hardest, we can almost picture Adonijah Bidwell and his family going about their regular business. It challenges our empathy and powers of understanding. It's not easy to go inside and put ourselves in their shoes, but we do want to try. It sheds its own kind of perspective on our own everyday circumstances. Think, for example, what a difference the environment made, the relation of house to landscape, as it was back then. It evokes humility, especially when you start to consider all that was needed to build and sustain it. And at least in my eyes, it's flat out beautiful, with its elegant lines and proportions and its very mellow interior spaces. So, to conclude, by supporting the Bidwell House Museum, we engage history and build character at the same time. Hope you're persuaded. Thanks for listening.